You know, in the history of sports, there are great players, and then there are the ones who completely change the game, the true icons. Today, we're diving deep into the career of one of those icons, Steffi Graf, to really understand what it takes to build a legend. So, to get started, I want to ask you something. Think about it for a second. Across every single sport, we're talking basketball, soccer, everything. What is the most perfect, unbeatable, just flawless year an athlete has ever had? It's a big question, but the answer leads us straight to Steffi Graf. The year was 1988. Now, while the rest of the world was watching the Winter Olympics in Calgary, a 19-year-old from Germany was putting together a season of such incredible dominance that it's never been done again. And that brings us to our first topic, the Golden Slam. The name alone sounds, mythical, right? And honestly, it is. It is something so incredibly rare, it has only happened one time in the entire history of tennis. So what is it exactly? Well, it means winning the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open, plus, as if that's not enough, an Olympic gold medal. All of it, in the very same year. It's the ultimate test of skill, of stamina, of just pure will. And this is the part that just blows my mind. The list of players who have ever done this is one name long. That's it. Not Federer, not Serena, not Djokovic, only Steffi Graf. That fact alone puts her in a league that is completely her own. But here's the thing, 1988 wasn't just some flash in the pan. It was actually the crown jewel of an entire era where she was just in total control. So let's take a look at some of the numbers that defined her reign. Numbers that are practically unbreakable. Take a look at this number, 377. Now, by itself, it's just a number. But in professional tennis, this number is a monument. That's 377 weeks as the #1 ranked player in the world. Let that sink in. That's over 7 years at the absolute pinnacle of the sport. It is a record that to this day still stands for both the men's and women's games. The level of consistency is it's staggering. And here's another huge number that tells the story. 22. That's how many Grand Slam singles titles she won during her career. A number that puts her right up there in the pantheon of the absolute all-time greats. And what this really shows is the how behind that number 22. See, she wasn't just a specialist on one surface. No way. She dominated on the red clay of Paris, the green grass of Wimbledon, and the hard courts of Australia and New York. She won every single major at least 4 times. To be that good for that long is just unheard of. Okay, so we've looked at the stats, we've seen what she did, but how did she do it? Let's break down the anatomy of her game and really see what made her so impossible to beat. Her game was really built on a few incredible pillars. First, her footwork. Experts today still say it's the gold standard. She just seemed to glide across the court, which always put her in the perfect position for her #1 weapon, that legendary inside-out forehand. And with that foundation, she could adapt and conquer any surface they put in front of her. That forehand wasn't just a shot. It was a psychological weapon. Commentators called it one of the most iconic and feared shots in the sport. Opponents knew it was coming. They could see her setting up for it, but they were pretty much powerless to stop it. It was pure offensive firepower. But, every great career has a final chapter. And for Steffi Graf, the way she ended her career and the life she's built since is just as compelling as her time on the court. This timeline tells such a fascinating story. You see the decade of dominance, and then look at that last entry for her career in 1999. She retires. At just 30 years old, while she was still ranked #3 in the entire world. She didn't fade away, she walked away at the absolute top of her game. What a power move. And this really captures the two sides of Steffi Graf. On the court, an absolute assassin, a ferocious, relentless competitor. But off the court, she's cultivated this life of privacy, earning nothing but respect and admiration for how she's carried herself away from all the fame. So, as we wrap this up, it leaves us with this one big question. When you look at a career like Steffi Graf's, what is it that truly defines her legend? Is it that one perfect, unrepeatable peak with the Golden Slam? Is it the long, grueling 7-year reign at #1? Or is it the wisdom and the strength to walk away on her own terms? Maybe the real answer is it's all of it.